Shalom. First off, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. I'd like to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And I would like to give double honors to our apostles and our elders at Great Millstone. And salutations to all the Akim out there teaching the truth and sincerity across all four corners of the earth. And I just want to go into the so-called EMP that our government, the Department of Defense, is supposed to be having on November 4th, from November 4th to November 6th. Now, it was announced on October 24th where Department of Defense issued an official statement. They didn't give a warning, but they gave an official statement that they was having this on November 4th through the 6th. But I just wanted to go in and pull out a couple scriptures on this. And the first one I wanted to pull out on this was 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." So the EMP being one of his devices, which he is using to usher in martial law, but more so to bring chaos, order out of chaos, which you see on the dollar bill, which is one of the keys to their new world order, bringing order out of chaos. When all hell breaks loose, that's how they're going to usher in their new world order. But that's why I said we aren't ignorant of Satan's devices. That's one of his devices that he's using. When you have no electricity, no landlines, no cell phones, no cars, no stores for a period of time, you know all hell gonna break loose. Your average store, grocery store, only holds enough food for up to 3 days. So they're saying that it's gonna be for 2 days, but really, it's no telling. This thing could last for weeks. After 3 days, you're gonna have straight savages out here. You're gonna have people that's gonna be kicking in doors, breaking in houses to get food. People that's gonna be robbing and killing to get food. So this is another prophecy being fulfilled of Satan's devices, and it's also going to bring the famine of word, which is another scripture I'm about to bring out. Because without the internet, without the unicorn, you don't have any connection. You don't have any. You can't get to any YouTube videos. You can't get to your internet to figure out what's going on. You can't call your family members. So it's a big chance that this could bring a larger scale of mayhem in the cities, of anarchy, and also the military or martial law coming to your cities to police the cities. This is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." Yeah, so it's about to be a famine of the word. It's not going to be a famine. It might be a famine of bread, also a famine of food, but now we about to see a famine of the word. If this thing actually pops off, you won't be able to, like I said, get a hold to this information like this. You won't be able to watch these videos and get edified. You won't be able to seek out the Lord with this knowledge if you don't already have the understanding. That's why it's important you get it now, because it's not always going to be here. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. And it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea." Now we know woe means destruction. Destruction to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having a great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. Yeah, so the so-called white man, Esau, he's pulling all his tricks out of his sleeve right now, trying to knock the man of the Lord off their pivot, or trying to take this knowledge from us. They already have all these different sensories on the internet to where they're trying to monitor what we saying, or basically limit what we could put onto the unicorn or the internet. But now you have them actually getting ready, which our elders been bringing out for years, how they gonna cut the internet, how they gonna cut the landlines, they gonna cut the electricity on you people. So it's gonna be a time where Esau gonna be getting busy, and that's why I say him having a short time, he's coming down with that wrath. That's gonna lead to, like I said, it's gonna lead to a lot of robberies, a lot of rape, robbery, and murder, and a lot of mayhem. Because your average Americans, they aren't prepared for this. They don't believe their government could do such things, or that the government could be so harsh, or put them in a predicament. I'm about to go into Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, chapter 1. I'm gonna start at verse 24. It says, because I have called and you refuse, because I have stretched out my hand and no man regardeth. So yeah, the Lord hath called, he stretched out his hand, and how he stretched out his hand? Via the internet, via the men of the Lord on the highways and byways. So without the internet, he's pulling his hand back. He's basically retrieving his hand from giving you all this knowledge or this information. That was one of the tools that we have in this world to help spread the word, to help seal the elect. So it says, I have stretched out my hand and no man regardeth, but ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. So if you don't already know Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah right now, and when these times get tough during the time of trouble, especially the time we're living in, which is approaching to Jacob's trouble, it says he's gonna laugh at your calamity. He's gonna laugh when you don't have shit to eat. We gonna laugh when you don't have shit to eat. He's gonna laugh when you can't make it, when you can't make it in this kingdom, when you run around like a chicken with his head cut off. It says, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. So yeah, when this happens, y'all gonna be looking, y'all gonna be trying to figure out what's going on. Everybody gonna want to pray and shit, trying to get an answer from the Lord or have him answer their prayers, and you're not trying to hear that shit, because he said he stretched out his hand. He gave y'all a gateway, a window of opportunity to get right or to seek him out, but y'all rejected that. So during the time of trouble, he's gonna reject you. He's gonna laugh at you. When you're out here stuck, you're gonna be fucked up because you don't have no backup. Next, I'm moving to Matthew chapter 13. I'm gonna go to verse 7. Actually, I'm gonna go to 24. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And that's what we're hearing right now. Even since 9/11, you've been hearing of wars and rumors of war. America as a nation, since it started, we never really had a time of peace where they've been at constant war since this place been colonized. It's never really been a time of peace between America and these different countries. But right now, we entering into World War III. That's what you're hearing about. You're hearing about Russia declaring war upon us. You're hearing about North Korea declaring war upon us. Certain countries in South America, all these different countries, they basically everybody teaming up, everybody choosing sides. They all picking a side. So that's what you're hearing right now, of wars and rumors of wars. It says, see that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So this is still another piece until all these last couple prophecies being fulfilled. It says, but the end is not yet. Man, it's not going to technically come if this EMP does go off. It's still going to be a time of trouble. You still going to have martial law, the chip, the insurrection of the believers, people putting the true believers, the believers say, how about Hashem Yahushua to death? These are all things that must happen before the end comes. So this is still another piece, but it's going to be a time where Esau, the so-called white man, and his kingdom is still being exposed for who they really are, because you still have your Jakes here, your Israelites, your 12 tribes that's scattered, who don't believe that this man is the man of sin, the man of perdition, that he's the wicked. So this is really a time for him to show his true colors. And the next scripture I'm going to get is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. And I'm going to go to verse 17 through 19. Because when this EMP go off, it's going to be so much shit going on, it might usher in martial law. We always think that it's going to be a domestic terrorist attack, but this could just as well bring a martial law as well. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And that's exactly what's going to happen when that go off. You're going to desire to go into another city and not be able to, because you're going to have looting, you're going to have robbery, killings, all this going on. They might have to lock this shit down. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, and like I said, the pride to where they think, oh, America will never do that to us, our country will never do this to us. That's pride. It says the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. You think man ain't gonna be afraid when they can't get food? Man ain't gonna be afraid when they see the military, police in the streets, or when they don't have electricity, or when a newborn baby is crying out for food and they have no means to get it. Yeah, man gonna be real afraid. And they gonna start doing things that they would have never imagined they'd do just to get it. And this is what's gonna be going on. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. And that's what I was just talking about. You're gonna do things you never thought you would have did. You'll be kicking in your neighbor's door trying to get some fucking food. You'll be kicking in your neighbor's door trying to steal his resources that he have, whether he be a doomsday prepper or something like that, whether he was just a little informed and they thought they was going to go get some water. You're going to be an easy target. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, running in their neighbors' houses with guns, knives, all type of weapons. You know how Jake get busy, even Esau. Because Esau, they keep a gun. That's their blessing. It's a sword. And they scared of Jake. They scared as hell of Jake. So you know he got a gun. It says, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's the time we enter into. These EMPs, which is electromagnetic pulse. And they actually have a movie out on this right now called Geostorm. And also it was predicted on The Simpsons. So you know how Esau, he puts everything right in front of your face. So they always show you their plan or what they're going to do subliminally before they do it. And your upper echelon, your whistleblowers, your elites, they be well aware of it. They just gonna hide it in front of your face. And it says, this is from an article. It says it was announced on October 24th for November 4th through 6th. It says a massive coronal mass ejection. It says coordinating efforts to prepare the nation for space weather events. So this is supposedly why they're using it, is for like solar flares and stuff like that, for the testing of that. But we know the agenda is way deeper than that. anything they doing is to break Jake down or to usher in a martial law. So it's never really for, you can't take anything you say for face value, but we know it comes with a higher agenda. This is part of them ushering a martial law, and the chip part of that order out of chaos, and you need the chaos to happen before you can bring order from it. And that's what they try to do, create all out chaos so they can create a new government or a new system. And that's what's going on. And I hope this video was edifying to somebody who maybe didn't know about the EMP, or it was just, or maybe you did hear about it and it just gave you that extra motivation. But we gotta spread the word, y'all. Esau about to roll on us. If you don't have that hedge around you, the protection of the Lord, it's about to get real. And today is the 2nd, November 2nd. So this is in 2 days. This might be one of the last couple days, shit, that we might have the internet to our disposal, at our hand. So if we need everybody to spread this word, once again, call halal Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, all praises Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our apostles and our elders at Great Millstone. Salutation to the Akim out there teaching the truth and sincerity, that's out here pushing this word and giving Israel the warning. It's important you give our people the warning. It's not the blood off your hands. It's about to be a lot of bloodshed, so it ain't going to be required at your hands because you didn't get a warning. So with that being said, Shalom.